Another day, another escape room. We really liked the one yesterday, so we decided to book another one for today. Did some work in the morning. It's close to 1 p.m. and we're gonna head out to do another escape room. What I like about these rooms is they're 2-hour rooms, so they're extra long. And Jordan is whining about being hungry, even though he had like 2 breakfasts already. So let's go. I think the concept of owning water bottles is so outdated anyway. Come on, George, you're late. Once again, we've survived Bali traffic. Says something about the traffic here. Jordan is making a food stop. He realized he's too hungry to play an escape room right now. So we're just waiting on him and then we're gonna go in at this place, Pandora Experience, for another escape room. And I think today's escape room is, what's the theme for today? Area 51 is the theme for today. So let's see. Thanks to Jordan's hunger, we're already 15 minutes into the time we have for our escape room. So we better be quick. I do feel bad for him a bit though. First challenge with this place is always breaking in. It's so dark in here. We just escaped an hour and 16 minutes, which was pretty good. It was another pretty cool room. Lots of containers that moved and lots of different rooms, videos, pretty good stuff. This looks like the perfect life and I'm super happy, but this is a lot more fun to film than the many days where I just sit in an airplane and work, or an airport lounge or a hotel room by myself and I work late nights. I think it's interesting how global the world has become. Like, everyone's traveling, and even if you're not traveling, you're probably interacting with people from far away. So even if you're just based somewhere in Europe, like, you're reading international news or you collaborate with people from all over. And what's cool about this is that everyone is traveling. Like, I have these like seemingly random coincidences where I get to meet up with people I haven't seen in a while. Yesterday we actually found out that a good friend of mine who I went to university with just arrived in Canggu, which is just north of here. So we're gonna meet up for dinner. He actually lives in Zurich, but we haven't seen each other in probably 1.5 years. So sometimes it takes 2 people to end up in the same spot at the other end of the world. I know he's been here many times. He's has his own boat. He does a lot of surfing in Switzerland. And I think his job still allows him to live like a few months in Australia each year and then the rest of the year in Switzerland. We did the escape room, came back, did another 2 hours of work, and now we're gonna head up there to Canggu. Oh, and today I'm skipping my daily workout because tomorrow a friend of mine challenged me to do 2,222 push-ups in one day. I'm thinking about adding squats to that, so I'm giving my body a rest because I'm still a bit sore from yesterday. Just let it recharge so that tomorrow I can go all in. We've made it up to Canggu. Worst traffic ever. We're rewarded with a beautiful sunset. The #1 surfer boy in Switzerland. You taught me wakeboarding, right?
Yeah, we actually did wakeboarding a few times.
We just had a gorgeous dinner, beautiful people. They're going to be here for another 3 weeks on vacation, on a boat trip. Took us a long way.
Meet in Bali.
Yeah, obviously you have to meet in Bali. So it's almost midnight and I have another call with Liz, who's a friend of a friend, volunteered to get on the phone with me and talk about nutrition, workouts, and so on and so forth to make it work with my lifestyle where I travel a lot. I'll report right after the call what I've learned.
So I'm the director of sports nutrition at the University of Florida. So I oversee the nutrition care basically for all of our athletes.
For you personally, have you, like when you travel larger distances, do you take any melatonin or any sleeping aids?
Yeah, if I go West Coast, I've been big on just trying to figure out being on a schedule. So trying to mirror where you're going from a time difference perspective before you get there. Although I know that's not really applicable for everybody. Melatonin worked well for me. It doesn't work for everybody. It depends. Magnesium can also be helpful for sleep. In particular, people that are deficient in magnesium, we use that a lot with our athletes. Exercising is really helpful. There is some research on, I think they call it the Argon type diet, where they recommend you fast as soon as you get on the plane when you're going to be going for long periods of time. Never personally done that, and I don't believe there's a lot of research behind it.
Besides jet lag, one thing that I used to struggle with, and right now I do again, even though I had it kind of figured out, but right now I struggle with it again, is that I figured out my routine every day. When I get up, I just do a bunch of push-ups and squats. The dieting part, I'm kind of off track right now. What I used to do is eat keto, eat no carbs in any kind of cuisine, do intermittent fasting. So very often just eat once per day, maybe a small snack. But right now I'm kind of off of that. I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on any particular diet.
The unfortunate part is that there's no one diet that works well for everybody. I think you have to figure out what will fit based on your your schedule, based on your body, how you react to things. You know, everybody's so different. I think the ketogenic diet can be great. I think the hardest part with the keto diet is the sustainability of it, unless you've got like a ketone supplement that you take with you, kind of a combination of an intermittent fasting and probably like a crossover between like a paleo and a keto, where you're not doing a lot of carbs, but you're putting, you know, slower releasing carbs in with other foods throughout the day based on when you're training and then based on when you're kind of your most active.
But is there some advice on like what makes sense? Like if I had to eat some carbs, is it better to eat them in the morning and at lunch? Or
obviously most people are more active during the day, but I mean, if your plan is to get up and, you know, be more active, do your workout in more in the mornings, then yeah, I think it would benefit you to eat some carb, you know, in before and then after.
I think I have a pretty good feeling for my body, and I know when something is completely off. But are there any tricks that I can use to get an early sign for when I'm not getting enough sleep, or when I'm missing, I don't know, calcium or magnesium? Or
until you're clinically deficient in something, you're not going to have any sort of like physical manifestation.
Do you guys use any kind of app help with the tracking and fine-tuning?
Not super great ones that I've come across. I know a lot of my athletes will use MyFitnessPal, and that one's okay. I mean, it's just for them. I mean, it's simple. It's easy for them to put their food in there. To be honest, most of them just track it in their notes on their phone, and then you can just send the notes to me. So that tends to be the easy.
Thanks a lot, Liz. This has been super.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Insightful. And have a great Monday. In case I said it wrong, so Liz is the director for sports nutrition in Miami. The main takeaway for me, in regards to jet lag, is to just experiment with stuff that most people agree have no side effects. Something like melatonin and magnesium. So we covered that, but then we also talked a bunch about diets and workouts. For the past few days, you've probably seen it in the videos, I've cheated. I have not followed the ketogenic diet, which is strictly no carbs. So I'm going back to it tomorrow morning. And the rule there, I think, is I do want to have one small snack per day, and then within 8 hours, one normal meal. And if I know I want to eat at dinner, then I'm gonna skip lunch or have a very, very late breakfast and small breakfast. So I'm gonna give this a try for the next 2 months, also till the end of this experiment here. Liz had super interesting insights. One thing I might want to do is find out if there's a good supplement that I can carry with me and take, and then have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.